As we get ready now for the qualifier. See who gets out the pits first. We have a lovely little camera where we can't see anything. There we go. Who is out the pits first? There's a green Mini, so that's one of 3. Find out. Jomas is up there as well. Now there will be some tactics here, I suspect, with Slipstream, because it does have an impact here, and especially if you're struggling a little bit more at the circuit, that Slipstream will help. As we're on board, Trevor Nick. We won't go on board straight away. I'll look at them line astern there. So there is only one group of racers this morning. There is only one group racer in the afternoon. There's only one set of racers in the evening as well. Now, obviously, it's Christmas time. That is to be expected. A lot of people have done their 4 rounds. So, you know, they're now chilling. Wanted to see what happens. A couple of people trying to go up that championship standings as well. It should be good. It should be a really good, fun day. So, obviously, this is a 10 AM race. We have one at 3 PM and we have one at 8 PM tonight. Well, I say race, it's races. You have a sprint race and a feature race, but set of drivers is probably the best way to describe it. So, the fancy says Dave's number 1 there. Suggests that some people can't see each other. So, I may put a warning in chat as well, just in case. Oh, no, it's gone. It's gone back to normal. It's just sector times. We missed Monte's livery. Monte, I apologise. We missed the Jaffa Cake livery after all of that. Let's have a look at this Jaffa Cake livery. Yo, Crazy. Nice to see you, mate. So, it's a good time to look at this Jaffa Cake livery. Of course, you know I love Jaffa Cakes. I take them to every World Tour event, World Finals. There's Jaffa Cakes everywhere, usually. And, yes. Monte living the dream there with Jaffa Cakes. Bit of understeer there through the S's. Quite a tricky section, the S's, to be fair. Wanting his own space on track. Just make sure we've actually covered all liveries here. As we got the Rusted one, Dave's Christmas one, Magic Tears Classics, Mystery Mini, Donuts. Oh, Adamo! Straight into the barrier there. Let's hope it doesn't happen on. Oh, a little bit of contact. Fortunately, there's no damage on, so happy days. And yeah, we've not missed anyone. So you can see here the tactics coming in. A couple of people going for that slipstream. People wanting to just go for it. But anything can happen in Mini Madness. It doesn't really matter where you qualify. Obviously, the further to the front you are, the better. But in the feature race, it's a reverse grid anyway. So we are going to go on board with Tuff here in the Heineken machine. So as I say, everyone only gets 1 lap here because of the length of the lap. So let's see what happens. So you have a nice, long, easy break down this start-finish straight. Expecting a lot of action down here into the first corner. Going to come across to the right-hand side here. You're going to brake just around where the curbing starts. Drop to 3rd gear, lovely stuff. Let it roll through the corner and then accelerate. Try and get your wheel on the inside of that curb if you can. If you can't, it's okay. Through you go. Now you want to straighten up the steering as best as you can there. Really maintain the speed through the corner. It's all about maintaining speed here at Dragontrail Seaside, because literally 1 mile an hour will make all the difference. As you come through here, it's just flat out, of course, and into the braking zone. You're going to brake around where the gravel starts. Ooh, Tuff brakes a little bit later there. Oh, Challenby's gone for the move already. Oh, a couple of people going for moves here. They're compromising their qualifying here, but lots of people trying to get a little bit of extra speed here. Chalderby and Buglar now side by side as they head. We're going to stay on Tuff for now as they head towards the S's. And Chalderby falls in behind Buglar now. And through we go on Tuff. Oh, Tuff just gets it all wrong there. So that's all about just letting off, not using the brake, controlling that weight transfers. Trevor Nick goes through now. And I'm assuming Jomas is behind and Lewis is going to be behind as well. Lewis potentially going to go for the move. I think we'll jump on board with Jomas now, the championship leader, as we head down towards this sharp right-hander. Very tricky braking zone. I brake at the end of the cliff, sorry, on the right-hand side in minis. And you want to try and maintain that speed through the corner. 3rd gear, exactly like Jomas does there. Now, Jomas is on a pad, remember. He doesn't have a place to put a wheel because he's at this charity event. So Jomas trying to defend his number 1 position in the championship at the moment as we come through the first part of the chicane of death, which is a bit less of a chicane of death with this one unless you're too wide. Through we go. Try and cut it as best as you can. Look at Jomas here, right behind everyone in the tow of Buglar here as they head towards the final corner. This last corner, I'm expecting a lot of moves here. Lewis got taken out, did he? Let's go back on Jomas, sorry. Jump back into the right-hander we go. Jomas doesn't get that quite right. Looks like Trevor Nick's got it very nicely done, but has to give it a bit of room on the exit for Challenby. So let's see who he's going to get onto pole position here. Remember, it's one lap for everybody. The minute they cross the line, we find out who's on pole, who isn't. Lots of action during that qualifying session. 3 wide further back. Buglar. Oh, Jomas has got it at the moment as we jump further back. The line astern and across the circuit. And it's still Jomas at the moment. Dave into P2. Trevor Nick is P3. Where's Super Dragon going? Into P5 there. Super Dragon need not worry with the speed at the moment as Herm and Adamo cross the line. Herm jumps up to P7. Adamo a bit further down there with a 35. Looks like there might have been a mistake there. We're just waiting for Monte to go across the line now in the Jaffa Cake machine. Look, all on his own. It seemed to have worked out because Monte goes up into P2. What a lap by Monte. Decided, forget the slipstream, just have a clean lap. And that's a very good lap on your own. So here we go with the first race. It is the sprint race. Let's see what happens here. You can see the grid there. The Jaffa Cake machine into P2. I like that. Well played by Monte. Decided to forget the slipstream and just went for it himself. It's brilliant. So we get ready for the start here. Some skill with the start, remember, because there's no traction control and it's a standing start. Let's see what happens. I'm expecting Jonas to fall back because he's on a pad, but let's see. We have 5 red lights. And we're racing here with Mini Manos. Monte's had a terrible start here. Trevor Nick's had an absolutely brilliant start there. And trying to go down the inside of Monte. Can we have a better camera, please, director? Here we go. So Jonas does keep that lead. And it's actually Dave up into P2. Trevor Nick into P3. Monte's had an absolute shock of a start. Buglar's in there as well. Lewis is down the middle in the mid-pack there as we head towards the first corner for the first time. It's going to be Jonas from Dave as somebody's got huge connection issues there. That looks like Buglar. Hopefully that settles down shortly as somebody's gone out further back. But it's Jonas and Dave from Trevor Nick. Lewis up into P4 now, so that qualifying is being recovered at the moment. But further back, my word, there's all sorts going on here. And I think Buglar's actually realised he's got a few connection issues there because he's dropped well to the back, getting out of everybody's way. So, you know, that's fair play from Buglar. Through we go, though. Jonas still leading the way from Dave and Trevor and Nick. And they're all line astern. I know we love line astern here. A lovely emoji there from Odster in chat. Lewis 10th to 4th. That's good going by Lewis. Lewis needs a good result here. So the maximum points you get is 25 in the sprint race and 14 in the feature race. Lewis can afford to drop 9 points. And that's the very, very limit. So that would be, if you came P2, 3 and P2 in the feature race, that's 8. So Lewis could get double seconds and get onto that podium. We'll see what happens. Yeah, no worries, Buglar. Absolutely fantastic sportsmanship there, mate. You can feel free to join for the feature race, of course. But let's concentrate on this battle for the lead at the moment. Jonas doing very well on the pad here, trying to defend from Dave. Let's jump a bit further back. What is happening back here? It's all line astern at the moment. Challenby in the rusty machine there. As we continue on, I'm not seeing any penalties, so at least they haven't turned themselves on as we head into the chicane of death here. And through we go. Are we going to see any deaths in this first one? No, we're not. Everybody survives. And, oh, we've got somebody out further back. Tuv is out further back. I'm not sure what's happened to Tuv there. Struggling a little bit. And has left the, or retired from the race, should I say. Let's go official. As Lewis goes for the down the inside of Trevor Nick. Is it going to work out down the inside? Lovely move there. Absolutely brilliant effort. And through Lewis goes. And, ooh, Trevor Nick coming back. This is where you straighten the car out better. You maintain that speed. Trevor Nick's going to have the slipstream. So Lewis is going to lose that position for now. Let's see what happens as we head towards the first corner. But the fight for third position is on. And a good little battle here. Further back, we've got Herm having a fight with Adamore as well. Look at that, they're 3 wide. Super Dragon's in the mix as well. And they're going to be 3 wide into the first corner. Very, very dangerous. As we enter that first corner, Super Dragon on the inside. Magic's here trying to get involved as well. And Herm's ran a little bit deep there, a little bit deep. Chalderby's had to take a bit of avoiding action as well. And Herm back on circuit, nice and safely. Let's jump to the lead battle now because Dave is going through down the inside of Jonas here as they head towards the flat out right-hander, the kink. And then into the sharp braking zone. It looks like Dave's going to get this done. Dave into the braking zone. Gets it done up into P1 there. Brilliant move there by Dave. Obviously got to run out the first chicane. And through he goes. Lewis still trying to find a way past Trevor Nick at this moment in time, but their line is turned as they pass through the end of the first sector there. Brilliant action here so far in this morning split. And a big battle's going on throughout as Trevor Nick gets it a little bit wrong there. Lewis trying to go down the inside here. Going to be on the outside, but then the inside for the next one. Let's see what happens here. Lewis is going to get it done up into P3. What a move. And Monte's trying to get into the action as well in the Jaffa Cake machine. And Lewis is trying to now defend for his life here. He needs every position to try and get on that podium. And Jomas, all he needs to do is try and get a maximum score. It's going to be very tense as we head towards the right-hander once again for the penultimate time here in the sprint race. It's Dave from Jomas, Lewis, Trevor Nick, Monte's in there as well. Chalby going for a move on Super Dragon down the inside in the break-in zone. Looks like he's going to get it done. I'm not sure whether there's a little bit of contact there or not. But through they go. They all survive at the moment. And this is some brilliant racing. As let's jump to that lead battle now. Look at this. Linus Stern Minis. A little bit of side-by-sides further back as they head through the chicane of death now. Is everybody going to survive once again? They are indeed. Any close... Oh, they all survive. They all survive. As Jomas looks to try and get a move done on Dave. Lewis is looking a bit racy as well further back. If these two start fighting, Lewis is in with a shot here as they head down towards the last corner again. Dave still keeps that position in that festive machine. Oh, they go a little bit of side-by-side action between Monte and Trevor Nick. Lovely little bit of racing, but Trevor Nick keeps that position now. Lewis all over the back. Chalderby's gone off. Chalderby's ran wide there. Chalderby has run wide there. It's going to go towards the back of the pack for now. But look at the lead battle here. They're side by side. Lewis is going to have the slipstream. Those two won't. It's going to be 3 wide as we head towards the first corner for the final time in this sprint race. When we've got a feature race coming up of 9 laps. But Jomas, Dave side by side. And Lewis looking to try and get that slipstream. Gets it done. Lewis up into P2 here. Is he going to make a move on Jomas? Not yet. Into the braking zone we go. They all survive. Brilliant racing here. Absolutely fantastic stuff from these guys. Monte looking for the run there on Trevor Nick. That was a beautiful move there. Gets the run on Trevor Nick, but Trevor Nick's going to have the slipstream, so Monte may have to fall in behind here, and does indeed there. A lovely bit of racing further back. We are 3-4 wide here into the kink. They all survive. Absolutely brilliant stuff from these guys into the right-hander. And they're all going to sort themselves out. Super Dragon leading that sort of mid-pack madness there. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the rusty machines. Let's hope there's no damage because rust just snaps off cars apparently. But Jomas currently leading the way from Lewis. It's David P3, Trevor Nick, then Monte. And then we've got some side-by-side action there. Look at these guys. They really want every position, and every position is worth a lot of points to them, really. Oh, Herm getting all sorts of sideways there. Magic's here's going to capitalise that on that as well as through there you go. They're going to be 3-4 wide. We're going to jump to this lead battle. Are there going to be any moves here? Because Lewis is right behind Jomas. Dave's in there as well. Any moves in towards a break-in zone? No, there isn't. Lewis potentially bumper drafting there, trying to survive. Dave goes for the move down the inside, looking to try and get it done. Doesn't quite get it done. Lovely effort though there. Further back, we've got action as well. And Super Dragon still leading that mid-pack. A little bit of contact there between Magic's here, and I didn't see who that was. I think that was Adamo. I think Lewis is saving Jomas for the last corner. In fact, I'm going to be sure of it as we come through the chicane of death. Any casualties? No, there isn't. Oh, somebody gets very close there. That's Trevor Nick. Everybody survives the first race chicane of death, but Lewis is all over the back of Jomas. Jomas is going to have to defend for his life here, and Lewis is going to go for it. Here we go. Some smart racing from LZR Lewis as we head towards the last corner in this sprint race. Who is going to get the victory here into the break-ins on their side by side? A little bit of contact there, I think, but through they go. Lewis is going to take the first victory here. Or is he? It's going to be slipstream battle towards the line. It's going to be very, very close as we head there now. Slipstream's going to take effect. Dave's going to be in there potentially, but Jomas looking. No, it's going to be Lewis. LZR Lewis is going to get it. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close, but Lewis gets it on the line. It's going to be LZR Lewis from Jomas, Dave, Trevor, Nick, Monte, Super Dragon, Chelderby, Adamo, Magic's here, Herm, and a couple of retirements in there as well. But a brilliant first race there from these guys. And Lewis doing the job he needs to do to try and get on that podium. Feature race now. Buglar in the donuts machine on pole, followed by Herm, Magic T, Adamo, Chalmers, Super Dragon, Monte, Trevor, Nick, Dave, Jomas, and Lewis. Remember, there is some skill to this start. We saw that in the sprint race. Let's see what happens in the old feature race. Crazy hoping that Lewis bottles it. I'm sure all podium finishes are thinking that. So we have 5 red lights. Here we go. A longer hold this time. A very long hold. Here we go. Off we go. Magic Tears had an absolute terrible start there. Some okay starts throughout the field. Looks like Buglar's got away absolutely fine. Hopefully that connection holds up. Jomas with a brilliant start there. Dave's had a bit of a terrible start. And they're going to be 2, 3, 4 wide further back. But Lion Astern up the front as Buglar leads away from Herm. From Chaldenby, who's going defensive a little bit from Monte. In fact, Monte's had a pretty good start there. Heading through the pack, already going to be fighting for P3 into the braking zone here for the first time. Jomas is up there as well, as is Lewis. Into the braking zone we go. And they all survived that first corner. Absolutely lovely stuff there. We'll try and have a look at some of the starts, see who did make up the most positions there. Lewis already up into P6. Already made the move on Jomas here. That's critical as we continue on. Remember, Jomas is on a pad as well, so I'll give him a little bit of credit there. And lacking sleep, but they're too wide into the kink. Through we go. And Trevor Nick defending from Lewis once again. That battle we saw in the sprint race. People going a bit deep there. Trevor Nick up into P3, getting the move done. Lion Astern as we head through the first sector here. NR1 Cobra, I could do that on my next official stream where I'm a driver, but we can't do it here, I'm afraid. Oh, there's been a bit of contact further back. I think Magic Tear's gone a bit all over the place, as has Monte. Monte's had a bit of a shocker there through the S's. Back down to P10. A lot of work to do here. But remember, anything can happen in Mini Madness. We have 9 laps of this, but Buglar's just sprinted away here. Buglar's just gone, see you later, guys. If I've got a connection issue, I'll make sure it doesn't affect anybody by being in the lead. In towards the braking zone of this right-hander for the first time. Chaldenby going for the move on the inside of Lewis. Lewis getting all sorts of sideways there. You can see the Mini's weight just transferring there. Oh, Lewis defends that. My word, how did he do that? Trevor Nick all over the back of Herm as well as we enter the chicane of slight injury for the first time. Not sure my voice will hold up today if it carries on like this, but through we go. Lion Astern here, so everybody should survive this. Absolutely happy days. Oh, Monte getting all sorts of sideways through there, but yes, everybody survives here. And then Lion Astern through the tunnel here for the first of 9 times. And Herm is actually catching up to Buglar here, looking or scaring him on the inside potentially, or is he going for defense? Going for the defense of Trevor Nick. Trevor Nick trying to go around the outside here. This would be a superb move if it comes off. Herm gives him plenty of space there, and Trevor Nick is going to get that done. What a move there by Trevor Nick. Lewis, Jomas all using that momentum as well with the slipstream to try and get the pass done on Herm as well. Herm trying to get in that slipstream, not going to quite work. Lewis gets his nose in there, so Lewis potentially going to go up to P3 here with that slipstream and gets the job done. Herm trying to jump straight back in here, trying to get in front of Jomas. Is it going to work? It doesn't quite. Jomas is going to get it done as well. Herm loses a couple of positions there with that defence. Let's see what happens as we go through the race. But look further back. My word, look at this. They're 5 wide into the first corner. That doesn't work. That definitely doesn't work. But they all survive. Oh, Dave's had a bit of a shocker there. An absolute shocker into the first corner. But they all come out of it surviving, which is amazing in the grand scheme of it. Let's jump to that lead battle at the moment. They're all Lion Astern, and through there we'll jump to that crazy mid-pack in a second. And we're going to make some moves here. Not quite. Okay, let's jump to the craziness of that mid-pack. And Chaldenby leading that so far. The fight with Super Dragon. Super Dragon was leading it earlier on as well. Looks like it's been the lead driver of that madness, should we say. And they're going to start affected by boost soon because it's about to hit 5 seconds. That's the gap that usually happens. As further back, they're 3 wide. Any movements going on further back? No, John's had a bit of a shocker somewhere. Let's go here where it's 2, 3 wide. Oh, a little bit of connection problems there. That might have had a little bit of contact, but they all survive through. There we go. That Lion Astern. A little bit of movement here, there, and everywhere. Magic's here at the tail of the pack. Chaldenby at the head of the pack. But the 2 rusted minis are in there somewhere. And Super Dragon, look at that. Super Dragon go for the move. Any moves in the lead pack? Buglar's had went defensive. Trevor Nick's obviously had to run somewhere on the inside, but around the outside. Trevor Nick loves going around the outside here. Gets the job done there. They're 2 by 2. Let's jump a bit further back because we know there's also a little bit of carnage there. A little bit of contact between Super Dragon and Chaldenby. Let's jump back to that lead battle. Into the chicane of slight injury once again. And through we go. They're Lion Astern now. And Lewis is doing what he needs to do to try and get on that podium. Maximum points. It's going to be so tight. I'd say there are trophies available. Anybody died yet at the chicane of death? No, they haven't. A couple of side-by-side moments here. Let's jump to that lead battle. Lewis looks down the inside here. Oh, Trevor Nick into that last corner. Look at that weight transfer there. Gets it done beautifully there. Lewis into P1 for now. Trevor Nick looking to try and get the run, but doesn't quite work. Let's jump further back here. We're going to be doing this throughout the race, I feel, because they're all non-stop action. Cheltenham's a little bit off the pack, but should catch up there with all that fighting going on as they're side by side. Let's jump to the line of stern match here with the lead battle. Lewis leading from Trevor Nick, Jomas and Buglar, they're all in there. Could see Buglar's connection, it's all sorted here. As Jomas trying to go around the outside of Trevor Nick. They're going to be 3 wide into this first corner once again. Remember guys, it's 9 laps, not 3. But Lewis is keeping that position for now. They're side by side, Jomas, Trevor Nick. If these two fight here, that could allow Lewis to break away. Get around a 2-second gap, get out that slipstream, it'd be happy days. As we see Super Dragon leading that mid-pack at the moment. Dave following close behind. Where's everybody else gone? Oh, there they are. All fighting for every square inch of this track. As they head towards the kink, they're going to be 3 wide once again. Cheltenham on the inside this time, so caught up. Good stuff there. Thought that was going to launch the car there. It normally does when you clip the curb that way. But Magic's here. Look at that. Making his way through the grid. It's at the back earlier on. And Lewis, look at that, 9/10 of a second. Really trying to break away now. Really trying to break away. Let's see what happens here, because Jomas will be wanting to try and catch up to Lewis, I feel. Jomas doesn't want Alex to have any movement at all. And I think Jomas has full 62s. Let me just check that quickly. 62, 62. Yeah, so it actually doesn't make a difference for Jomas. It does make a difference for Lewis, though. Let's jump further back. We have Super Dragon Dave. They're still fighting here. Adamo and Magic's here. They're still fighting for their lives. Line of stern for the lead battle. Monte looking for the move, looking for the dive down the inside. Is it going to quite work? No, it doesn't. Pulls back in there. And the 2 rusty machines are right at the back here. That rust really having an impact, I guess. Let's jump to that lead battle there. Very close again. This is where Slipstream, it does take the hit on the lead driver. It was 9 tenths. Through we go. Look at that gap coming down all the time. But their line of stern, they are not, though. They're 2 wide through the chicane. Oh, they all survived. They try and give each other space. Oh, well, fair play to them. They all try to give each other space. We are global here as well. We have a lot of Oceania and a lot of EMEA in here. As we look at Super Dragon trying to defend down towards the last corner here. Dave trying to go around the outside in the fence machine. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the 2. And Adamo trying to get in on the action as well. And line of stern as we exit there. Monte decides to go rally crossing, and Cheltenham is in the thick of the action. Let's jump to that lead battle where Jomas is now up into P2 and catching Lewis. Or are they bumper drafting here? Who knows? It looks like they might be bumper drafting. Maybe trying to escape to make it a 2-way battle rather than a 4-way battle. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's some bumper drafting going on here. But there goes for the move down the inside of turn 1. Isn't going to quite work out. Trevor Nick backs out of it as well. Went a little bit deep here. That's going to allow Buglar to have a bit of a run potentially. Through we go. And no, their line of stern. Oh my, well, look at that lot. Look at that lot as Magic's Hair's ended up in the gravel this time. I do keep snapshotting these replays, but we're never having time to actually have a look at them because of all the action that is going on here. So into the right-hander we go, and through the 69 machine. Well, hey, you won by 69 as well. Is about to finish the first sector there. I think there's bumper drafting going on now between these guys. There's definitely not bumper drafting going on further back here. As Cheltenham is trying to get that moved on into P7. I'm going to be on the outside though for the S's. That isn't really going to work out here, as Adamo is going to be on the inside. We'll see what happens though. In we go. Does Cheltenham get it done? Not quite. Oh, big contact there. Big contact there. Oh, in fact, that looks like a connection issue with Monte, actually. That looks like a bit of lag spike because Monte went off to Narnia there. So that's unfortunate for Cheltenham B. Very unfortunate, but should get back in the mix all the same. I'd say there are penalties applied if needs be. Oh, they're breaking away here. Lewis and Jomas. Buglar's up into P3. Not sure what's happened here. Yeah, it looked like a very big lag spike. So, you know, these things happen. We are an internet-based championship. And that's the thing. We don't have mechanical issues anymore because it's on the internet and it's a video game. We just have connection issues instead. But through we go. The chicane? Going Australian. Chicane, a slight injury there. Through there you go. All happy days. And we're going to jump to this battle again. As through we go. Ooh, that was very close by Adamo there. Very close to the barrier. Oh, and Herm hits the barrier as well. They're going to be 3-4 wide here. As they head towards the last goal. Look at that. Look at how defensive Super Dragon's gone. Super Dragon's basically off the circuit on the right-hand side there. And in we go. A little bit of contact there potentially. But Adamo up into P6. Dave's on the outside there. A little bit of room going to have to be given. And that potentially will put Dave into P6. Let's jump to that lead battle as Jomas now has the lead from LZR Lewis. But Buglar and Trevor Nick, they're staying. They know what's going on here. They definitely know what's going on with the slipstreaming and the bumper drafting that's going on. So I mean, this is going to be a four-way fight till the very end. Obviously, everybody wants to be as high as possible in this championship. Jomas can't improve now. Jomas can't improve. He needed the victory in that sprint race. It didn't happen. Lewis, Buglar, Trevor Nick can all improve on their scores. As Lewis going down the inside of Jomas now as we head towards the kink once again. Down the inside is going to get this done potentially. Into the braking zone. Jomas trying to go around the outside. Oh, Jomas, look at this. Jomas trying to make it work here somehow. A little bit of contact here, a little bit on the grass here, but Jomas still in P1. Jomas is going to get it done here. What a move by Jomas there around the outside. Superb stuff by these guys. Let's jump a bit further back where we still have lots of action. Charlie back in the mix once again, which is good to see. That's what happens when there's a potential lag spike. And it looks like somebody else has died this time. I think that might be Herm at the back of the field for now. But we'll have a chance to catch up with Boost and everything else happening as we see two wide into the S's we go. Monte goes a bit wide there, giving lots of space to Adamo. And through we go. No huge incidents there, which is all good stuff to see. Let's jump to that lead battle once again as I head towards the right-hander. Lewis is not going for the move at the moment, staying behind Jomas. Maybe tactical. We've seen that in the past. Lovely little scrap here, though, for the lead. Lovely little scrap. So, in terms of weak scores, I'm going to try and get that on my second screen to see if I can find out who gets the biggest improvement here. I'll look at that in 1 second. Remember, you get 40 points for a victory here. 35 for second, 30 for third. As they go through there, absolutely fine. Trevor Nick struggling to keep on the back there a little bit. And Lewis looking to try and get that move done, potentially. Oh, bumper drafting, back in the mix. Let's have a look at the chicane of slight injury just briefly here. Oh, Magic's here. That was very close, my word. All fine, as we can see Lewis down the inside of Jomas here into the braking zone. And not going to quite work. Jomas gives a lot of space there. You know, fair play to Jomas. He's doing this on the pad. He has no wheel with him at the moment because he is at that charity event as they carry on up the hill. And we have all sorts of action again in this mid-pack. Adamo very much on the inside there. Was like, I'm having that corner. Thank you very much. But lovely, lovely little scrap here. Nice bit of finale. And Herm looking to catch up. Herm will more than likely get the fastest lap here. As we have Lewis under all sorts of pressure on Buglar now. Jomas giving Buglar the slipstream as well. They're 2x2 heading towards the first corner. Lewis trying to go around the outside. Doesn't quite work. Jomas keeps that position for now. Trevor Nick looking to get on the inside of Buglar. But Buglar's going to have the slipstream here. And it's at the most critical point as well with a change of gear. I think Lewis is backed off. Do you now? That's interesting. Who is going to win this race, guys? Who is going to win this race? There are 4 drivers currently in the action. Trevor Nick still on the inside here. Going to get the move done here. Trevor Nick stayed on the inside throughout there. Lovely bit of driving there from Trevor Nick. And up into P3 he goes. We go further back. Super Dragon still leading this mid-pack. Super Dragon does very well here to survive it, basically. It's very hard to survive being in the lead of that mid-pack constantly. It really, really is. And through we go. And you can see Herm is very much catching up to the back of the pack. Adamo looking to try and get the move done here. In the S, is Dave going to be defensive as we head towards the left-hander? Adam trying to go around the outside. That doesn't really work there. The mini weight transfer, you can see that now. Going to be off circuit. Potentially going to cause an incident. Doesn't. Oh, lovely little bit of survive. Oh, Magic's here around the outside. Look at that. Woohoo! Superb driving there by Magic's here. Around the outside there of Adamo. And Adamo gaining space as well. Lovely driving from all of these guys. Let's jump to that lead battle, which is still Jomas, Lewis, Trevor Nick and Buglar. So let's go back to this crazy mid-pack at this moment in time. I want to learn or try and work out who is going to have the most to benefit from the lead battle. Super Dragon still defends on the inside here. A little bit of contact there between those two drivers. Nothing major though. Nothing I'm worrying about there. A little bit of ping in there as well. 2-3 wide. Right, let me quickly have a look at these points. Who has the most to gain out of these top 4? So we've got 2x2 into the chicane of slight injury. Now this is going to be very sketchy if there are any more than 2 wide here as they go in. They all survive. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. 2x2. They make it work. Every one of these drivers. Huge round of applause. They're going to be 3-4 wide here. Everyone's trying to make space. Use your radar, guys. Use your radar. They're 3 wide heading towards the last corner here. And Trevor Nick's up into P2. I'll see if we can catch that. Monte up into P7. Let's jump to that battle now. Here we go. It's Slipstream. Jomas getting tactical as well. So let me have a look at these points. So where is Trevor? Trevor Nick would gain an absolute fortune here if he won. And Buglar would get even more. Wow. So those two would gain significantly from a win here. And Trevor Nick is trying to get that win as they head towards turn 1 here. Trevor Nick up into P2. Lewis is trying to go for some major cutback here, I'm sure. Is it going to quite work out? No, it's not. Trevor Nick still on the inside here. But they're all going to have Slipstream as they leave through that corner. And let's have a look what's happening. Trevor Nick still on that inside. Lewis is going to have the Slipstream here. But going to be on the outside. Trevor Nick's going to keep that position, I'm sure. Into the braking zone we go. Trevor Nick is going to keep that position. Into P2 he goes. Right, I want to have a look and see if we can have a look at this move. So here it was. Into the braking zone. Lewis Jomas side by side. And they were still side by side. So Trevor Nick got a really good run out of here, I'm sure. And then Jomas has obviously gone straight for Trevor Nick here to give him the slipstream. So very, very tactical decisions happening here. And that is how Trevor Nick ended up in P2 for now. Let's jump back to that lead battle as they're just finishing the S's. We have two big battles going on here. We've got the battle for the lead, which we're trying to keep an eye on here as Trevor Nick loves to try and get the move done potentially here as they head down towards the right hand of Trevor Nick, looking down the inside of Jomas here into the braking zone. This is a superb race from Trevor Nick, one of the best races I've seen from Trevor Nick, and doesn't quite get it done. Jomas manages to get it stopped on the apex. All line astern. Let's look further back. Super Dragon trying to defend from Dave. They're breaking away from the other mid-pack here just slightly into the braking zone. They're going to go. Who's going to get the the 5th place? The victory of the mid-pack, isn't it? But Dave goes very deep. And it's going to be on the dirt. Super Dragon surely going to get this position. I think somebody just died there. Somebody definitely just died. I'm not sure who that was. Oh, it's Chaldenby again. Chaldenby's had a bit of a shocker there. Not sure if it's a connection issue with Monte a little bit. We do see Monte just having a little bit of a lag spike every now and then. Oh, Adambour clipping the barrier there. Through they go. Any deaths? No, there isn't. We continue on. Let's look to our lead battle, which is all sorts of chaos. Lewis down inside of Trevor Nick here. And Trevor Nick's going to have the slipstream potentially. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but they all survive. Trevor Nick's going to have the slipstream. Jomas is getting very tactical here. Lewis is going to have to try and get into second place somehow. And Buglar going to have a bit of slipstream action here as well. Look at this. Look at this. They're fighting. They're fighting as they head towards the line. It's going to be Trevor Nick at the moment in that P2 position. As they head towards the first corner once again. Quick have a look there, line astern. Let's jump back to this lead battle because Trevor Nick is all over the back of Jomas here. Lewis going to try and go around the outside at turn 1 here. We're on the penultimate lap. Let's see what happens. Into turn 1 we go. Lewis around the outside. Is it going to work out? Oh, it is. Oh, my word. What a move by Lewis. Round the outside at turn 1. Gets the move done there. Up into P2 once again. Superb move there. Absolutely superb move. Yeah, that's Herms 223. I said he'd get the fastest start. That's boost coming into play there. That's why you have boost on, just to allow people to catch up. Although it will be being removed in the next series that we do. But Lewis looking down the inside of Jomas now. Is it going to quite work out here? Oh, a little bit of contact there. They both survive here. But Lewis up into P1. And is pulling away as well. So Lewis is going to get that P1 position for now. But Jomas is actually catching up here. A better gear change potentially. As Jomas is going to be on the inside for the S's here. They're going to have to give each other a little bit of space. Through the S's we go. Look at it side by side. Look at that. That looks brilliant. And Lewis is going to be on the inside now. Through they go. They're still side by side. A little bit of contact there as the weight transfer shifts. Jomas into the lead here. And Trevor Nick and Buglar, they're going to get in on the action here. On the penultimate lap, we're going to head down towards the right hand of the hairpin, essentially. It's going to be Jomas, Lewis, Trevor Nick, Buglar. Who's going to make the move into the hairpin? Lewis goes for the big dive. He goes for the send. Doesn't quite work out. Jomas tries to maintain the speed there. Oh, my word. Buglar's on the inside now as well. They're going to be 3 wide as they leave that corner. It's all going wrong for Lewis at the moment. As we head towards the chicane of slight injury. I love that name. Thanks for that, rascal. And they're going to be line astern potentially. No, Buglar's up in there. Lewis has gone from, what, 3rd to 1st to 4th, all in the space of a lap. I'm not sure what the heck's going on here. Lewis does keep that position, though. Well defended by Lewis there. As now they continue on. Jomas has got a huge gap, though. Let's jump further back where Dave's now the lead of the mid-pack at the moment. As through they go. And the Rusty Machines are back in the mix as well, which is good to see. And everyone is still going there. They're all line astern. Let's jump to that lead battle. Trevor Nick very close. Lewis is in there as well. Now Lewis has to get P2 here. He has to get P2 to at least have a shot of the podium. That is kind of critical here. But he needs obviously first to try and, put a bit of a force on that podium fight, but we'll see as we head now towards the start of the final lap here. It's Jamas, Trevor, Nick, Lewis and Buglar in the fight for the victory. 3 drivers will improve. Oh, Herm's off into the barrier. What on earth happened there? We'll see if we can have a quick look at that. Oh, a little bit of lag I think was involved in that. Right, let's jump to the lead battle. Jamas, Trevor, Nick, Lewis there, still line astern there. They're side by side further back. Dave, Super Dragon. Super Dragon has done very well here to stay at that the lead of that pack for quite a while. So has Dave, to be fair. They really have raced extremely well here. And Super Dragon gets the move done there. Look at that late braking. Absolutely superb there by these drivers. Let's jump to that lead battle now because it's all on here. And the final Trevor Nick going for the move down the inside. Doesn't quite work. Oh, a little bit of contact there. I think they just broke a little bit early. Trevor Nick decided to back out of it. Oh, that's put Jomas in the gravel. Oh, my word. Lewis is up into P2, so all sorts of action happening there. We'll have to try and see if we can have a look at that. But Lewis now up into P2, potentially going to be into P1. Oh my word, this is a moving century. Oh, Lewis up into P1. We're going to try and have a quick look at what on earth happened there. Oh, we've just got the end of that, so we want to go a bit further back. Oh, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Let's quickly have a look. So I think Trevor Nick. Yeah, look, he backed out of it, and then Lewis hit him because he backed out of it. All sorts of carnage. Right, let's go to the lead battle. Forget that. The lead battle, Jamas, Lewis, Buglar. Here we go. In towards the braking zone here. Jamas. Oh, Lewis goes for the send. He's licked it. He's licked the stamp. Jamas tried to defend from it as well. Oh, he's on the dirt. Jamas is on the dirt here. Oh, Lewis is going to be side by side with Jamas here. Who has got the speed here? It looks like Jamas has just got it here as they pull in line astern here. For the last time they go through the chicane of slight injury. Who is going to be your victor here? Let's find out. Through we go. Line astern. Slipstream's going to play an impact in towards that last corner here. Jamas still leading that pack as they go through. Nobody wants to risk it there. Nobody gets even close to that barrier. Jamas goes defensive here. Oh, look at that shift in weight. So Lewis is now going to have to go around the outside. Jamas is defending. Buglar's in there as well. Buglar's going to have the slipstream. And Buglar's going to have potentially the move of the century if he can go around the outside here. As they come in towards the braking zone. They're side by side. Jamas goes defensive. Lewis goes very extreme. Oh my word. Lewis has lost out on the podium. Lewis has lost out on the podium. It's all over for Lewis. It's all over for Lewis. Lewis is not going to get on that podium, but they continue towards the line here. It's Buglar. It's Jamas. It's Trevor Nick. It looks like Jamas is going to get it just from Buglar. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, how close was that between those drivers? My word. What a race there between those 4 drivers. Well, we can't actually see what happened at the end because it was so close. But here we go. Charlie B and Super Dragon heading towards the line here. They're going to be so close. Oh, it's coming down as well. 8 thousandths, 6 thousandths, 11 thousandths at the end. Super Dragon just gets it actually with all the ping worked out. Super Dragon just gets it there from Chalderby, Adamo, Dave, Monte. And then further back we have Magic's here coming across the line. And then Herm. Herm's had a bit of a shocker at the end there. I'm not sure what happened to Herm. Oh my word, what an end there. We have 69 viewers as well. Happy days. What a way to finish the morning races. My word, that was absolutely fantastic stuff as Herm crashes into the barrier there. It gives me time to just change something else in the background. So just give me a moment while I wait for Herm to finish. So, let's just go back. Come on, Herm. Let's cross the line, mate. He wants all the action at the end. Paul Lewis, yeah, there may be penalties applied. We don't know what happened at the very end there. We knew all the action was going to kick off, of course. But what a race. Oh, TT Base. Honestly, thank you so much for that, mate. You are an absolute legend for that. Oh, my word. I don't know what to say other than thank you so much. What a finale there. What a race. TT Base, you're an absolute legend, mate. Absolute legend for that. I don't have the announcements coming on during the commentary just because it's the commentary. But there are your provisional race results, guys. What a race. Jamas wins from Buglar and Trevor Nick. Lewis off the podium there. So Lewis will not make the podium. So your podium fight is now reduced as we continue further on. We then have Super Dragon in P5. You know what? A shout out to Super Dragon. Led that mid-pack from pretty much start to finish in both races. So a big shout out to Super Dragon there. Really good race from Super Dragon. Chaldenby, Adamo, Dave, Monte, Magic's here, and Herm. I'm not sure what happened to Herm during that. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. But that's going to be it for the morning split races, guys. In terms of what's happening today, let me just jump.